What's up, family? This Conscious Thought 101 with Marshawn. Please like, share, and subscribe. So, I seen a video, I don't know, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours of TerranceHoward. The one we had the hood on and the hat, and everybody is running the story that he said Diddy tried to smash, don't give up your man card. Of course, don't give it up. But over-ambitious people that worship success in movies, obviously, Terrance Howard's not the first one. Obviously, they do that, over-ambition with the worship of success in a particular industry. So, I'm not talking about that because I feel like the media was deflecting from his genius, that he talked about for at least an hour straight. They even had an Asian scientist on there that worked for NASA that agreed with Terrance Howard on a lot of the things he said about physics. And we're talking about gravity, motion, electricity, magnetism. And Terrance Howard has about 90 to 94 patents, starting in America, then they got to expand worldwide. So, might not be 90 different things altogether, but there's patents, then expanding on patents, local, domestic, then worldwide. In a previous interview he did, I think it was on Joe Rogan, he said he had a patent for a plasma gun where the cartridges are water, but the electrical charge heats it up so bad that the projectile comes out. And I forget, it wasn't per se just a gun to shoot people with. It was for something particular, but I forgot. You all will have to look it up. Look up the episode on Joe Rogan show. With the physics thing, okay, like how physics and chemistry, he talked about the different frequencies and vibrations in elements. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Every element on this planet, well, just about a lot of elements, gold, diamonds, rare earth minerals, are in space on asteroids and probably other planets. Gold. So, I mean, that's something to start with right there. That can be looked up. When the earth was formed, it consists of all of these minerals that been here, the same that is found on objects in outer space. Okay, leave that there. When you get to gravity is very questionable. How he broke it, because you have more density than gravity. If you like how they tell us at school, Isaac Newton discovered gravity. You can't discover something that was already here. He dropped the apple and the feather, and the apple hit the ground first. If it was gravity, wouldn't it pull both objects at the same time to hit the ground? If it was gravity, would we have ocean waves? Speaking of the ocean, with the full moon causing a high tide, you all can find an experiment on YouTube, or you do it yourself. I won't recommend don't plug nothing in, use a big battery where you make an electromagnet piece of metal with wire wrapped around it, electrically charged by two batteries, not plugging into the wall. So basically, it's for adults. And if you get enough charge, run water, put it by the water, it will bend water. Go on YouTube and look it up. But Nikola Tesla knew that. Not the car Tesla, the electrical engineers, scientists, that I think Edison them, they ripped him off for his invention or in his intellectual property, and he died broke. He was going for free electricity, free power. So that was one of the main issue with the gravity is really seemed to piss a lot of the physicists and chemists off when he said gravity is the result of electricity. So he was explaining that if you rub the balloon on your clothes and then put it towards the ground and all the dust particles raise up off the ground and stick to the balloon, or if the balloon stick to you, is that considered gravity? And if it is, that's the result of electricity, a static charge. No, I'm not a chemist or I'm not a physicist, but I understand the math. The NASA scientists agree with him on things in that nature to magnetic forces. How you put two poles together and they repel each other. That defies gravity. If you get two magnets, and I had two of them, but I left them at home. I'm in the car, not at home. And even if you flip one magnet, it'll lift the other one off the ground. Where's your gravity? Talked about his program called Lynchpin or something, where they typed in a model to build Saturn out of nothing in a model. Rebuild Saturn with the ring on it without dark matter and I think without gravity. And he said it ran a program and rebuilt the planet Saturn in the program. And he said for anybody to type this into your AI and let that evaluate it, because he couldn't get a peer review. He had a whole bunch of white papers of research from doing his own experiments with his own team, but no one would acknowledge it. But that guy from NASA acknowledged that he was right on some things. So technically, the guy said, Terrance Howard asked the Asian scientists to run it, when you get to work, run it through AI at NASA. He said, the Asian guy said, and this is something to think about, he said they cannot use AI in NASA. That's out of his mouth. Because AI is composed of a bunch of opinions. Let that sink in. Every time you use AI, it's learning from you. Yeah. So, and I'm surprised the media skipped over that and made Diddy the issue. That was just a byproduct of the main conversation. So, what was my next point? Oh, he said the government, nobody wanted to examine it, but he said the government took his passport for 4 months. First they said it was child support, then they said it was taxes, then they said something else. 4 months, no passport. And he said on the interview, if you all don't want it, how about if I go to another country like China and see if they examine it and use that model to see if it remakes the planet Saturn from his program without using gravity, without using dark matter, because he's saying the equations are off. And he went into the mathematical simplest equation of 1 times 1 equals 1. And he said it should equal 2. Now, this when it got tricky. They said some, fancy multi-syllable words about math, which I don't know, but I understand the concept. That In a fiat monetary system like the stock market, 1 times 1 equals 1 just for the calculation of stocks. When you use tangible items, real items, you could take the pieces off a checkerboard. Adding one thing to another will increase the value. So it's a different calculation for non-physical things when it comes to the economy versus tangible things. You gotta watch the video. Excuse me. 1 times 1 equals 1 in a fiat system, but with tangible objects, it don't. That's not on the news. It's about Diddy. Diddy trying to smash. Who Diddy didn't try to smash that was at his party? We know dude be high off X pills and whatever else with the baby oil, with the whatever is in there. I mean, come on now. Anything about Diddy does not surprise me. When I see Diddy in the media, I just ignore it. I'm tired of hearing it. Show the trial on court TV. Because the Fed cases, you don't get to see the trial. You just get to read about it. I want to see the trial. Play that. That's what I want to hear. Take that, lift that ban off of federal trials not being aired on TV. Aired on YouTube. Aired somewhere. Amazon Prime. That's what I want to see. But TerranceHoward, said he didn't go to college. He had an honorary degree. A lot of the scholars have honorary degrees. But for that, the math is the math. Look it up. Examine it for yourself on the simplest form. You don't have to be a genius to get the concept of what he is saying about electricity, gravity, the planets, the magnetic fields, etc. You don't have to be a genius to hear him out. You really don't. And two, if you're unsure, write the words down. Write some of the stuff down. I mean, listen to it with a notepad. I mean, people watch YouTube and listen to podcasts all day. Write some of the stuff down to look it up to understand how they tell you it works. Then you would get a little bit of understanding on that. And why nobody is examining. That will bring light to why no one want to examine it, but they took his passport. But they try and play him like he crazy, but he got 90 patents. You don't get a patent on something that don't work in the field of chemistry and physics? Really? Go to the patent office, tell them you want to patent a whatever that don't make sense, and they probably call the police on you, or call a mental institution. So, just looking to that, the magnetic field, moving water, etc. So, yeah, it's kind of odd, but look at the actions. Nobody has 90 patents for something that doesn't work according to physics. Nobody does. And honestly, I'm surprised the military ain't took it yet, but I think they will, proving that it works. They took his passport, so it won't go anywhere for 4 months. But of course, he get it back, but they could easily do it again. So anything with the military any invention that can be used as a weapon, the military will take it and develop it. And they could have it, you could see the military come out with something. Somebody invented it 10 years ago, and they've been developing it, experimenting with it, whatever. Next thing you know, you would think, oh, this just came out 2 months ago. No, they had that for years. Now that they know everything that can be done with it, then the public will see it. That's how it works. All right. Conscious Thought 101 with Marshawn. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.